Jessica Frost-Ballas here with a video for Honeybee Stamps. Today I'm sharing how to create one-layer cards with second generation stamping and the fun freshly picked stamp set. So let's get started. First I placed the sentiment from Perfect Sentiments onto the lid of my MISTI and stamped it onto an A2 panel. Without cleaning off my stamp, I immediately stamped it again onto a second A2 panel, which resulted in a lighter impression. I wasn't totally happy with my first stamping, so I repeated the process twice more to darken both panels. My first panel is still much darker than the second, but they both have crisper impressions thanks to my MISTI. Next I used acrylic blocks to stamp the fruit from Freshly Picked. I used Buttercup, Sprout, and Poppy Concord 9th inks, and after stamping them on the left panel, I immediately stamped them on the right panel without re-inking the stamps. Again, you get a great impression from the second stamping, it's just much lighter. I stamped the images randomly around the panel until I was happy with the coverage. The only exception to the restamping without re-inking was if I needed to stamp off the edge of the panel. Often, if you stamp off the edge, the ink won't totally soak into the scrap paper underneath. So if you don't line up your second generation stamp perfectly, it won't be an even color. You can actually see on the top left of the right panel that I got some of the darker shade there, but I was able to trim it off later to fix the problem. After stamping all the images, I added the details with intense black ink. I also went back in and stamped a few leaves to fill in some empty spaces. You'll also notice that I'm not taking a lot of care to line up the images exactly. I actually kind of like the imperfect edges, as it looks a little more organic and charming to me, but you could easily line things up exactly if you wanted to. And if there were any places where I didn't get a great impression with the black ink, I just used a Copic multiliner to fill in lines and fix it. And that's it! These cards took me less than 10 minutes to create, and you could easily mass-produce sets of cards with this technique. You can find more information on the products I used in the YouTube description below. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, have a fantastic day and happy crafting. Bye!